What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego back with some more boxing. So I watched Erislandy Lara and Austin Trout for officially. I was kind of bouncing back because, as you guys know, Showtime and HBO they have their little rivalry, so they both have a had an action-packed card. So I was kind of flipping back and forth. So I really didn't do my post fight because I didn't want to do a post fight based on me flipping back from HBO to Showtime and not having seen each round in its entirety because I could have missed something. So I know I'm a little bit late. I apologize. But this is my post fight Austin Trout, Erislandy Lara. Since I'm so late, I'll try to keep this down in time. Um, Erislandy Lara, he put on a boxing clinic. It was a great performance from him. He started to show that separation in the mid to late rounds. At first, it was very cautious. You have two tentative southpaws who didn't really let their hands go. But as the fight wore on, I think Erislandy Lara picked up the pace. He took some chances. He was just pot shotting and landing the cleaner, more effective, harder shots to me. The thing with this fight, I told you in my prediction video, based on their styles, stylistically, it could go one of two ways. I said it just could be a great fight and something we don't expect, or, well, not that we don't expect, but I said the flip side of that coin would be it could be a boring fight, a stinker. I think those are my words exactly. And that's because you have two southpaws who are focused on defense, not just offense. And one of them is going to come out of their element to have to try to push the fight. And usually the better of the two boxers will be revealed. It's similar to Timothy Bradley versus Juan Manuel Marquez, another fight where you have two thinkers, two intelligent boxers who are technicians who like to counterpunch, and they have a ring IQ. So it was a high speed chess match, and one had more power than the other. And in that case, the more athletic, slicker fighter, Timothy Bradley, won convincingly. He had better movement, he had better just overall boxing ability, I guess you could say, to slip punches and stuff like that, better defense. And Erislandy Lara, Austin Trout, we were able to see who was the more fundamentally sound tactician in there, and that was Erislandy Lara. He hurt Austin Trout in the 11th round. He knocked him down with the vicious left. He kind of feinted with the right, and then he just came over the top, hit him kind of in the temple with the left, and it was a great shot. Austin Trout was fighting really low, like crouching tiger, hidden dragon type shit, fighting really low, didn't see it coming, got clipped and went down. He was already low, so it wasn't that far of a fall. One thing about Austin Trout, how he fell, he he fell very awkwardly, which probably made it worse and made it more embarrassing, I guess you could say, just because he kind of, I guess he had a wide stance, or because he was so low, he kind of did the splits to a degree and kind of fell in his lap. Like I don't know, it just looked really awkward how he fell down. I can't recall um, a time where a fighter fell exactly like that. So basically, in his last two fights, he got knocked down, and they were both pretty embarrassing. In the Canelo fight, he had the Bambi legs, where his legs kind of didn't hold up when he tried to take the shot or whatever. And then this one, he did the Van Dam Volvo semi truck splits. If you guys have seen the commercial, Van Dam's doing a commercial with Volvo, and he's doing the splits on two semis as they're moving backwards. He's like, I've been through my share of ups and downs and tragedies. Now I do the split. Van Dam's a tight action hero. But back to the fight, Erislandy Lara, he did what he had to do. He pot shotted. He was a more accurate fighter. Austin Trout was a little bit busier, but it doesn't matter if you're a tad bit busier, if you're less effective, if you're not landing the cleaner, harder shots. And Erislandy Lara was just really crafty, really slippery. He used great movement in this fight. Some people might mistake this for running, but he's not going to be an easy target. Like some people, I feel like with certain fans, they want the fighters to be a sitting duck and make it easy for the opponent, and that's not the art of boxing. It's not, the goal is not to come straight at you like an Angulo or Rios and then take whatever you have outgoing just so you can release some incoming shots. That's not how everyone fights. The fighters that can do that and get away with it, props to them. They have a solid chin, and that's their MO. But not everyone's going to fight like that. Erislandy Lara, he specializes in being craftier and just overall slick, and he comes from the Cuban boxing schools. So you have to respect the different styles and the different cultures. Not everyone's going to fight exactly the same way or the exact same way that you want to see them fight. Erislandy Lara handedly won this fight. I thought he pretty much dominated some of the early rounds. I guess you could say Austin Trout won. I didn't really see many rounds that were just clear, definitive Austin Trout rounds. So to me, it was close to a shutout. There are a couple rounds where if I really analyzed it and analyzed the CompuBox numbers and stuff, I might give Austin Trout. But for the most part, Erislandy Lara, I think he dictated the pace. He did what he wanted to do in there. He scored the knockdown. He looked by far less frustrated, more composed, and just showed that he's a force at 154. And I told you in my prediction, I did pick this. I picked Erislandy Lara to win via split decision. I thought Austin Trout would be able to make it an even closer fight, but I knew Erislandy Lara would win, and I was right with that. I didn't see either fighter getting knocked out, so I was right in that regard. It wasn't a split decision, it was a unanimous decision, so props to Erislandy Lara. Again, I think his resume, his amateur background, it was just too much for Austin Trout. I don't think he was anticipating Lara to be as crafty as what he was, and maybe even have the snap on his punches that he did have. So really, Erislandy Lara is going to be a threat to anyone at 154 because he's a puzzle. He's not going to just give you one look and that's it. He also there's a videotape on YouTube if you guys get time, check it out. Him sparring with the Charlo brothers, who the Charlo brothers are looking like they're on the come up too. So that's some good work from young fighters and young fighters that think. So this dude can box. I mean, aside from the Cuban background and the amateur experience, dude can box. He can really box, and he has respectable power. He may not be a Gennady Golovkin, knock you out, but he has at least respect your power and respect your reflexes. You don't want to just come in reckless and get clipped. So he's definitely going to be a force. Another thing, I just think Austin Trout fought the wrong fight. He fought a fight where he decided to take the lead, and he was content letting Erislandy Lara be the counterpuncher, which is horrible because at that particular pace, Erislandy Lara could do that all day. A lot of people have the mistake that fighters like Floyd Mayweather or Erislandy Lara, people who are tactically sound, if you give them time to think, if you give them the opportunity to have their way and move and let them do what they want to do, they're going to kill you. They're going to pot shot your life away. And there's really nothing you could do. And then you're going to get so far behind where you're discouraged. Maybe the body shots and the culmination of punches took some steam off of your punches, and you're going to lose the fucking fight. That's the way it goes. So for Austin Trout, I told you this in my prediction video. I didn't think he had enough power to get Erislandy Lara's respect, and that's not his MO overall. His MO is not to fight like an Angulo where he specializes in taking hits and has a vicious chin, and he specializes in cutting off the ring and stalking opponents. That's just not him. Save that for the guys like Angulo, Brandon Rios, Gennady Golovkin. They're exceptional at that. Those guys do that. Throw sharp body shots and cut off the ring well on their opponents. That's not Austin Trout's MO. And we've seen this in the Canelo fight with the open scoring when Trout found out that he was behind on the scorecards. And for whatever reason, Team Trout really enacted the same game plan that caused them to lose the Canelo fight. They made Austin Trout, for different reasons, the stalker. And that's not his style. That's not his style to be the stalker. The Canelo fight was a different reason. He did it because he was down on the scorecard and really needed to do something extreme or a knockout to win, because all the judges had it in favor of Canelo by too many rounds, so he needed a knockout. So by open scoring and just with that knowledge, he was forced to be the aggressor. So I don't see why his team, since he didn't have success doing that with Canelo, who's a good boxer puncher, I don't know why they enacted really the same game plan against Erislandy Lara, who shows way better like footwork than Canelo. He's lighter on his feet and he's a slick Cuban boxer. So if it didn't work for Canelo, who is more flat-footed than Erislandy Lara, it damn sure is not going to work for Erislandy Lara. But that's just my 2 cents. Let me know what you guys think. Austin Trout, Erislandy Lara. Erislandy Lara did what he had to do, and I look for bigger and better things from him in the future. Let me know what you guys think. As always, hate, comment, or subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off.